How y'all doing, YouTube? Today, this is your boy, the Black World Traveler. And today, this is a video about the problem in Africa with the migrants that basically travel over the continent of Africa. A lot of them did go to, they go to places like Egypt and work, and they end up going to these places and they don't end up getting paid. They get threatened when they ask for money. A lot of them are a lot of Africans are traveling across the continent to get to the Moroccan border so they can cross over the waters into Europe for asylum. And so what's happening is that you have black people in America where a lot of black Americans are moving to Africa because some of the African governments are calling the year of return, and a lot of people from America that are black are moving to Africa. And this is what you see of them.
I know a certain look, it's no. I know what the person is thinking. Like,
go back to Africa.
That's black. The black guy just walked in.
In the insult, African Americans Jalisa George and Pape Souley heard a calling. They moved to Senegal's capital Dakar to find an escape from the racial tensions and the divisive politics at home in America.
But this is what they don't see of the African people and what the African people are going through.
Working inside the desert for up to 2 days and without no food, no water. Tunisian police got me on the street. Then they arrested me. Then take me down to Sahara Desert. Pieces the phone pieces. Then break it up. Then send me exile inside Sahara Desert.
This is happening every day. If you can't really take graphic video, you probably want to turn it. If you have kids, you probably don't want them to see this. This is pretty graphic. When you watch some of this footage, you're going to see some of the sacrifices they take. And so all these people who are leaving America, going to Africa looking for a better life, know what's going on there. What you're going there for, the citizens in the African continent are going through this. Take a look.
As the crew approaches, the boat erupts in cheers. Having spent more than 36 hours at sea, the migrants believe they are now safe, but the boat is hugely overloaded and water is gushing in.
A sacar mujeres y niños.
Siempre embarcamos primero a la madre y una vez tenemos a la madre a bordo, embarcamos al bebé y así es la madre la que se cuida del pequeño y los socorristas pueden seguir haciendo labores de rescate. Salto al agua, primero salto sobre la lancha para intentar encontrarlo, pero era imposible encontrar el bebé entre medio de tanta gente.
Balgani, a 7-year-old boy, is pulled out of the water seconds away from drowning. The rescue team is now overwhelmed.
De pronto me llaman para decirme que llegaron dos pequeñitos en paro respiratorio que parecían muñecos. Lo primero es estabilizar la vía aérea. Tenemos un aspirador a compartirlo entre los dos. Vamos, tú un poco para el niño, yo al mismo tiempo con la niña.
This is the last bottle of oxygen, cylinder of oxygen that we have.
Joseph's state is critical, so the crew request an emergency helicopter to transfer him to an ICU.
La cubierta es un paisaje de guerra.
Ocupa haciendo una eco, lámpara.
Sin la solidaridad de estas personas, que en cuanto vieron lo que eran conscientes de lo que había pasado, se volvieron parte de nuestro equipo, habría sido muchísimo más difícil gestionar toda la situación.
Sí, porque solo quedan 3 grandes.
The 259 people on board are slowly recovering from their ordeal. For 7-year-old Balgani from Guinea, there is still a long road ahead.
Il y a eu beaucoup d'eau et il y a tapé encore des petits bateaux là. C'est là que les gens m'ont tiré pour me mettre dans le bateau. Quand ils sont rentrés dans le bateau, il y a vomi beaucoup d'eau. Ce matin, j'ai demandé à papa que, ouais maman, il dit, il ne sait pas. Maman est restée dans l'eau. Tu es dans la chambre, tu es chez toi ici? Si.
Spanish NGO Open Arms was founded in 2015 at the peak of Europe's migrant crisis. They have since rescued over 60,000 people attempting the treacherous boat journey from Libya to Europe. But now these missions are under threat. In 2018, several EU member states began prosecuting rescue NGOs, accusing them of aiding human trafficking. The COVID-19 pandemic has only made it worse, with countries closing their ports. As a result, in November 2020, Open Arms was the only rescue vessel operating in the Mediterranean. The crew, consisting of mostly volunteers, have never met before and have to learn quickly how to work as a team.
I've been knowing about this for years, but and like, you know, because most of the Africans that come to the Americas, they usually come here because they're running from. They usually got to escape because of war, because of a lot of the African soldiers trying to turn kids into kid soldiers. Africa has to do better. When you're in the villages and you're in other parts of Africa, in the continent, a lot of places that are not being promoted for tourism, you don't see that this is going on. There's people still being captured and enslaved. Right now in 2023, you still have a problem with people being enslaved and being mistreated. You want people to come, you want Americans and people from the UK and from all these European countries where basically black people have kind of settled and built their wealth. You want them to come back to Africa and invest in Africa, but you're not even giving your citizens anything. You're not giving your citizens any opportunities to become wealthy. One thing about, I can say, I can't speak for the UK or any place in Europe, but in America, I can speak for it. In North America, you can become very wealthy here, and there's opportunity. You can say what you want to say about it. Look, I would never ever complain about, we've come a long way compared to what our ancestors had to go, even my parents had to go through, and my great-grandmothers had to, and the great-grandparents had to go through. We've come a long way from that. A lot of people don't pay attention to the local people. Like when I'm in these places, there's a lot of black Americans that are moving to South America, Central America, Africa, and they're living in these places where, you know, it's affordable living. But there's other black people that live in these countries, and they don't even socialize with them. Like there's a whole group of expats that's in Panama, and all these black Americans are moving over there. They don't even mingle with none of the black people in Panama. Same as in Africa, same as in Costa Rica. And so we go in these in these countries where our people are, and we don't even talk to them. We turn our backs on them and build our own establishment. We complain about the place that we're from, but everybody over there is trying to come here because we don't appreciate what's here. I would never ever complain about the conditions of the United States. Yeah, we have our problems, but man, compared to what these people got to go through, they're all trying to come here because the conditions are so bad in Africa, in South and Central America. All these governments are underpaying the people. They're living in the poverty line because the governments take all the money. All these places have natural resources. Venezuela was had one of the biggest oil reserves, and the president took all the money and bankrupted the country. You got countries like these in South America and Central America and Africa where even Haiti got natural resources, and the governments take all the money and share it within their friends and family and leave the citizens starving. And then you want to make all these rules against them and then put them in all these kind of conditions, you know, put them in these prisons and, you know, over in Africa. They over there treating people like cattle, man. when they capture these people, they're not the criminals. They're people just trying to better their lives. People are just trying to be better. And they're trying to move to another place to better their lives so they can take care of their family and their children. And when they get captured, trying to leave the continent of Africa, they get treated like shit. You should be ashamed. Africa should be ashamed of itself how they treat their people in their continent. You should be ashamed that the people got to go across the desert and take all these chances to get out of there so they can go to European countries so they can thrive. They come to the United States, they go to Canada, they go into England, they go into Italy, they go into France, so they can get to these places and live a better life and be able to provide for their families. And they do good when they come here. They go to school, you know, they take it so much serious. That's the reason why a lot of times when they become wealthy, because they know what it is. The sacrifice they had to take just to come over these places. Like in America, I ain't gonna lie, man, people here complain too much. Every time we look around, somebody want to protest and talk about something. Bro, I don't complain about nothing in America. I know it's here. I know it's here. I abide by the laws. I don't cause no problem. There's wealth here. I can build myself. I can build my wealth. I'm building my wealth right here. And all these immigrants that are coming over here, they're coming here because they want the same opportunity. You got all these young kids during the pandemic don't even want to work. And then a lot of these kids don't want to work now. People don't want to work. And so the migrants come here, they come here, immigrate to the country, they doing jobs you don't want, and they work together as a team, they build businesses, before you know it, they own wealth. And then we complain about the immigrants getting past us. We complain about the immigrants all in general. The reason why the immigrants are giving so much, because when the immigrants come here, they're ready to work. They're ready to change their lives, so they're ready to do the jobs that you won't do. You going to college partying and you in fraternities and sororities, partying and stuff, they're in them books trying to get their education. I would never ever complain about the U.S. as long as I'm alive. I love, even though I live anywhere in the world I can go live, but I would never ever talk bad about the country that I'm from. Because everybody's trying to come here and get what we won't do. I give all of these immigrants props because they come over here with a plan. They don't be out here begging on the street corners. When you see people begging at the stoplights, it's always American citizens. American citizens will shop with these signs asking for money. Man, y'all got to do better, Africa. There's no way in the world your people should be suffering like that. This your boy, AJ the Black World Traveler. If y'all like the content, please like, share. Support if you can. You can drop payment on the Patreon if you like to. But I am out. Peace.